Hello friends of class 12 science. In this video we are going to talk about Bohr's postulate. The previous atomic models given by J.J. Thomson, it was an ultimate failure. Then the atomic model given by Rutherford, it was of a partial success, and the third model was given by Bohr, Niels Bohr. Now, before we start learning the structure of Bohr's atom, we first have to grasp some of the postulates that were given by Bohr. Now, what is a postulate? Postulate is a statement that is accepted to be true without proof. हम उसको बिना प्रूफ के एक्सेप्ट कर लेते हैं. इस चीज को, ऐसी चीजों को हम postulate बोलते हैं, and postulates are very popular in physics as well as in mathematics. Now, what were those postulates? अच्छा, एक चीज और, जो बोर ने पोस्टुलेट्स दिए थे, तो क्या अब इस दुनिया में भी वो पोस्टुलेट्स ही हैं? नो. Whatever postulates were given by Bohr, they have been scientifically and experimentally proved. Okay, so at the time these statements were given, they were called postulates. Now they are not postulates, they are a part of established fact. The first postulate, there are four of these. The first one is the nuclear concept. What do you mean by nuclear concept, or what is the first postulate? First postulate says that every atom has a central core which is called the nucleus, and this core contains most of the mass and most of the positive charge of the atom, and the electrons revolve around this core. Now, if anything is revolving, it is in circular motion, it requires a centripetal force. So what is the role of the centripetal force over here? See, at the center you will have nucleus, and around it you will have the revolving electrons. This is positively charged, this is negatively charged. So there will be an electrostatic force of attraction between them. So this force plays the role of centripetal force. Electrostatic force playing the role of centripetal force. So once again, what was the first postulate? Nuclear concept. According to this, entire positive charge and most of the mass is concentrated at the center of an atom. This center is called the nucleus, and there is a force of attraction between revolving electron and nucleus. This force becomes the centripetal force required for electron revolution. Number two is the quantum condition. This condition, according to this condition, इलेक्ट्रॉन कैन नॉट स्टे एनीवेयर अराउंड दी न्यूक्लियस. ऐसा नहीं है कि इलेक्ट्रॉन न्यूक्लियस के अगल बगल कहीं भी खड़ा होके और वहां रिवॉल्व करने लग जाएगा. नो, यहां पे एक कंडीशन होती है दैट द इलेक्ट्रॉन कैन स्टे और इट कैन रिवॉल्व ओनली इन दोज ऑर्बिट्स वेयर इट्स एंगुलर मोमेंटम इज इंटीग्रल मल्टीपल ऑफ h अपॉन 2 pi. h is Planck's constant and n is an integer. ठीक है, तो इलेक्ट्रॉन जब एटम के अंदर होता है तो उसका जो एंगुलर मोमेंटम है, इट इज ऑलवेज गिवन बाय दिस इक्वेशन. अगर इलेक्ट्रॉन किसी और ऑर्बिट में जाना चाहता है जहां पे उसका एंगुलर मोमेंटम इस इक्वेशन से मैच नहीं करता, तो इलेक्ट्रॉन कैन नॉट एग्जिस्ट इन दैट ऑर्बिट. वी आर गोइंग टू प्रूव दिस. ओके, वी आर गोइंग टू प्रूव दिस इन थियरी ऑल्सो. वेट फॉर दैट. Stationary orbit. Stationary orbit means in whatever orbit the electron is revolving, these are stationary orbits. That means if electron is moving in these orbits, it is neither accepting nor radiating any form of energy, because the energy of electron remains static. These are known as stationary orbits. There is one more hypothesis, not written in the books, but I would like you to learn that also. You have learnt about equipotential surfaces. When a charge is moved on equipotential surface from one point to the other point, the work done is zero. So every orbit can be assumed to be an equipotential surface, and when electron is moved on that surface, the work done is zero, loss in kinetic energy, loss in potential energy by work energy theorem is also zero, and therefore they do not radiate any energy, right? The fourth condition is the fourth concept is of the frequency condition. फोर्थ postulate जो है वो frequency का है. Frequency का क्या मतलब? That if suppose in an atom there are various orbits, when any electron is making a transition, that means either it is jumping from orbit number 1 to orbit number 2 or from orbit number 3 to orbit number 1, only then it is radiating or accepting energy. That means एटम में से एनर्जी एमिट हो सकती है या एटम में एनर्जी जा सकती है कब? जबकि इलेक्ट्रॉन ट्रांजिशन कर रहा हो एक ऑर्बिट से दूसरे ऑर्बिट पर. ऑल राइट, दिस इज द एनर्जी कंडीशन और यू कैन से इट इज फ्रीक्वेंसी कंडीशन. अच्छा, ये एनर्जी किस फॉर्म में होती है? दिस एनर्जी इज इन फॉर्म ऑफ फोटॉन्स. एक्चुअली एज द क्लोजर द इलेक्ट्रॉन इज टूवर्ड्स द न्यूक्लियस, smaller is the energy. So this is energy level 1, smaller, this is energy level 2, a little higher, this is energy level 3, bit more higher. So if an electron is going from 3 orbit to orbit number 1, यहां पे ज्यादा एनर्जी थी, यहां पे कम एनर्जी थी, तो वो क्या करेगा? जो एक्सेस एनर्जी उसके पास में है, it will be thrown out, it will be emitted in form of a photon. Similarly, if an electron is going from orbit number 1 to orbit number 2, orbit number 2 has greater energy, so what will happen? It will absorb a particular photon, it will increase its energy, it will enhance its energy, and then and only then it can stay in orbit number 2. These were the 4 postulates on which Bohr's atomic model was based. And now coming to the proof of quantum condition. See, we have learned that electrons not only have particle nature but they also have wave nature. दोनों नेचर्स उसके पास में होती हैं और इलेक्ट्रॉन को उन दोनों नेचर्स को जस्टिफाई करना पड़ता है. मतलब एक ही टाइम पे इट इज बिहेविंग एज वेव, इट इज बिहेविंग एज पार्टिकल. सो वी टॉक अबाउट फर्स्ट 3 ऑर्बिट्स. दिस इज द न्यूक्लियस. ओके, अगर इलेक्ट्रॉन फर्स्ट ऑर्बिट में है, इलेक्ट्रॉन इज इन फर्स्ट ऑर्बिट विच आर सपोज टू बी सर्कुलर, आई एम सेइंग सपोज टू बी सर्कुलर ऑर्बिट, बट एट द सेम टाइम उसके पास एक वेव नेचर भी है. उसके वेव नेचर में कितनी वेव्स हैं? अपने खुद से ही इलेक्ट्रॉन सुइसाइड नहीं करेगा, ठीक है ना? तो यहां पे कभी भी डिस्ट्रक्टिव सुपरपोजिशन नहीं आ पाएगा. वेव्स जो होंगी, मतलब कहने का ये है कि वेव्स जो भी होंगी वो पूरी वेव्स होंगी, या तो एक पूरी वेव या 2 पूरी वेव या 3 पूरी वेव जिसमें क्रेस्ट और ट्रफ सारे हों. क्लियर? सो इफ इलेक्ट्रॉन इज इन फर्स्ट ऑर्बिट, इट इज फॉलोइंग वेव नंबर 1 in which there is 1 crest and 1 trough. You can see in the diagram this circle. इस सर्कल को आप अगर ध्यान से देखें तो there is 1 crest and 1 trough. So that is the wave nature, complete wave nature. Okay, if electron is in second orbit, तो फिर आप इस वाली चीज को देखो जिसको मैं अभी डार्क कर देता हूं. Okay, see this orbit. Now when the electron is moving in this orbit, when the electron is moving in this orbit, you can see n equals to 2 waves, 2 crests, 2 troughs. Done. Now when electron is in the third orbit, कितनी waves होंगी? 3 waves होंगी. Okay, so there might be 3 crests and 3 troughs. अब जो मैं डार्क करने जा रहा हूं उसको देखो. 1 crest, 1 trough, second crest, second trough, third crest, third trough. ओके, तो इलेक्ट्रॉन का जो ऑर्बिट होता है, पहली बात इस तरह से अगर आप सोचते हो कि इलेक्ट्रॉन घूम रहा है, इस तरह से ऐसे करके घूम रहा है, नो, it is only to justify the wave nature of electrons. We are drawing this diagram just to justify that electron as having wave nature also. हाँ, थोड़ा बहुत घूमता भी है वैसे, उसका पाथ एकदम सर्कुलर नहीं होता. Now, if I want to measure the circumference of this orbit, I can do it by two methods. Number one, particle method. Number two, wave method. If this electron is a particle, then the circumference of its orbit is 2 pi r. Okay, but if this is a wave, तो या तो उसमें एक वेवलेंथ होगी, या दो वेवलेंथ होगी, या तीन, या चार, या पांच, या छह, and so on. So this circumference, because it justifies the wave nature also, it has to be equal to n lambda. Lambda is what? Wavelength. N is what? An integer. Clear? So 2 pi r is equals to n lambda. अभी आ जाओ पार्टिकल नेचर पे. पार्टिकल्स बिहेविंग लाइक वेव्स, डी ब्रोगली's principle. 2 pi r is equals to n, h upon mv. What is mv? Momentum. You have learnt in that chapter that lambda is equals to h upon p or h upon mv. Very simple now. mv, bring it this side, 2 pi, bring it this side, and what is mvr? It is nh upon 2 pi. That means angular momentum of revolving electron is quantized.